All right, I think we should be live by now. Allow me to quickly check and confirm everything is working well. Let me see maybe on X how this one is going, how this one is doing. Okay, everything is working fine. So apparently we can start. So as you guys may remember, my name is Hightech. I'm the creator of the Hightech meme coin. Here is the mint address of it. And on these live streams, I talk about what just happened today in the cryptocurrency market, what I think about it, and because I've been for in this space for 11 years already, so maybe I can bring something to so-called table and say something, give an interesting comment about what has been going on. Okay, so let's go. I think we can switch the screens. What am I? What am I not here? Okay, what the hell is going on? I'm here. Oh, the camera is failing for whatever reason. And I don't know why. This is, I've never seen it before. Failing. Okay, here I am. All right. Because without it, it would be a little bit boring maybe. Even though I speak through, you can see me through a filter. It's always a little bit, richer. I'm sorry, when you can see my face expression. Anyway, guys, if you have any questions, naturally feel free to ask me in the live chat, wherever you are seeing this live stream, because as you see, I use Rumble Studio, so I live stream to 5 different platforms: Rumble, X, Twitch, and actually X, Twitch, YouTube, Rumble, and Kick. So yeah, if you write something, I should see it here. I will be checking it from time to time. So yeah, it will be making this live stream much more interesting, definitely. All right, guys. So, or just say hi. If you see this live stream, you don't have anything to tell me. You don't have any questions. You just jumped in to listen to what I've got to say. Just say hi in the live chat. That is going to do the job just fine too. Okay. So as you see, this is a Bitcoin chart. We are having a little bit of a revival today. We just had a really nice bounce of this $108,000 level, the vicinity of that level, of course. And as you see, I still haven't received any entry signal so far, even on 15-minute time frame, as you see. But if it keeps going like this, then probably I will get one sometime soon. So far so good. Is heading the right direction, let me tell you. And so someone somewhat is being expected by me, by myself. And yeah, of course, here we can still see a much more price action noise. We can see this thing coming down back and again, and that will not be definitely will not be anything nothing surprising, because that's written into how volatile this class of assets is. And yeah, just be ready for it. Don't trade it on leverage, because movement in such a small picture, it's such a small piece of the chart, are definitely way too random. It's you should definitely not try to guess every single move like this, because the risk of you failing is way too big. But yes, like I said, so far so good on the daily. It is looking quite promising, because as you see, it's very difficult. It's very easy to distinct that we are starting to get a W pattern, which is of course a bullish pattern. Slowly but firmly, these two daily candles, so Sunday and today Monday, they have been aggressively green. aggressively positive, and you probably can see many reasons behind why the market is behaving like this. As a matter of a fact, I mean the real reason is that US dollar is about to get printed into oblivion. They're just going to print shitloads of it, and that's the main reason. But of course, whenever you read the news, you're going to see different, let's say, different stories that are trying to back up why markets are doing well. Uh, of course, without pointing out the core reason, uh, probably because of political correctness. Let's say let's call it that way. Especially on the American side, of course, government, of course, is interested in the press, not to expose the whole truth, because otherwise people would get pissed, right? so so they come up with different stories with different explanations of why the market is actually going up. It's because of weakening US dollar. So people don't want to generally, I mean, people, the corporations, big money, they don't want to sit in melting US dollar. They're coming up with, more and more sophisticated ways of how to protect themselves from their capital, just, vaporizing away, because that would definitely happen if they just sit in cash. And given that we have interest rate cuts, we already had the Fed pivoting, so it's going only to accelerate even further. So from what I have seen, the traditional market has been doing quite good today, because as you see on the opening, I mean the opening was much higher than the Friday close. Later, as you see, we had a little bit of a sell-off, but that does not change the fact that we are still much higher than we were during the whole day of Friday. So the day uh, of closing the last week session, and that means generally the TradFi is pushing up, right? It's just pushing things pushing things forward. When we go over, for example, to Heikenhashi candle, then today's candle is going to be green, right? So we are breaking up with this downtrend lasting prior 3 days in quite convincing fashion, actually, because as you see with the candle body, we are engulfing two prior candles, and maybe until we close today's trading session, we are going to engulf all of those red the daily candles. I will not be surprised if that happens, of course. But right now, I think that this statement is quite well pronounced. That it's pretty much done. We're just going back to the usual, which is growing against US dollar, which is melting. So that's the main reason we are growing, because the US dollar accelerated. It lowered its melting point, or actually risen its melting point. so um, so that's why it's easier to reach, right? So yeah, let's take a look how altcoins are reacting to what we've been witnessing. Here on the daily on Heiken-Ashi, we are having a third positive day. So yeah, I think right now probabilities are aggressively increasing that before we see a retest of this level, if we if you're about to see it at all, first I think we will see taking out this local top here. If there is any rollover, somewhere around the corner, then I think it will happen after we take out this local top here, and then maybe I don't know, heading into November, somewhere in the mid November, most probably. Maybe will come down here to touch it, back again, and then we continue. We continue with the main rally. We'll see. We'll see, of course, what the future brings. But I think until November, I will repeat myself once again. I repeat it every single live stream. I know it's boring. You must forgive me because it's easy to forget, right? People tend to zoom in way too much, and especially that I do not live stream here every day. On my Polish live stream, Polish YouTube channel, I live stream every single day, and I repeat it every single day, so it's very difficult to forget. But here I live stream once in a while, every few days, couple of days or few days. So those hungry for crypto content, they consume other let's say content creators, and you can hear different kind of opinions, and in the meantime of course forget what I had to say about it. So that is why I'm reminding you. I'm reminding you, and yeah. So have patience with me. Have mercy. Have patience with me. I know. I'm quite repetitive, but it's very difficult to avoid. Okay, let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance. How this one is looking. For now, to be honest, I'm starting to receive an impression that, especially on normal candles, on Heiken-Ashi candles, not as much, which means that maybe we are not going to get that scenario. That would make me happy. But on normal candles, it looks like we may want to try to approach that 59.6. As you see, Bitcoin is going up now, so it could happen in such a way that Bitcoin keeps climbing up, and altcoins, of course, follow after Bitcoin as usual, but in a little bit more lazy pace, with a little bit more lazy pace. So then if that's the case, then we would see Bitcoin dominance, of course, rising slightly. Have a little bit of a follow through here, but I honestly doubt we will see anything exceeding 59.6. So this next level of resistance here I have marked. If we are about to take out, of course, that's only if we are about to take out this local high here. If not, then of course we will come down to 58.6 and try to reach for 57.6. But right now I think it is like a 55 to 45 probability that we will take this one out. And that's due to the impression that the daily candle is giving me the normal candle type, but when I switch to Heiken-Ashi, I don't have that impression anymore, right? This one does not look as bullish to me anymore. So that is why I wouldn't bet on it big. I'm not like very very sure of that. And that's why I give 55 to 45, right? So which is not that strongly. That's not a strong inclination towards that happening. So yeah, let me take a look at crypto bubbles. What have been going on? What has been going on crypto bubbles? So here, as you see, we have a little bit of green, a little bit of red. Some coins are correcting quite hard. I think we have more strong corrections today rather than pumps. But green colors are also visible, so no, it's not that one-sided. And let's take a look at crypto fear and greed index. I think this one has slightly risen against what we could see yesterday. This one is actually from yesterday. So on Saturday it was 34, on Sunday it was 39, and today probably is going to be up around the same, given how crypto bubbles looks like. Um, Nonetheless, this is still a level of fear. This is still very low. So that's good. That's good that altcoins are holding on as they are. Bitcoin is holding on, and the level of fear is great. Meaning that we definitely do not have much room to the downside, because there is simply no money in it for the big players. And I think what supports that view is how the liquidity looks. Okay, I have opened it twice. How the liquidity looks. So yesterday on my Polish YouTube channel, I was pointing out that more liquidity was below the price, what was suggesting we could actually go down first. But I also warned my subscribers that they should not trust liquidity heat maps too much, because those fall victim to spoofing way too often, right? I mean, the people that try to use liquidation heat maps to their advantage, they fall victims uh, spoofing of order books. And spoofing naturally is bluffing. So big players, or from time to time, they put like a large, long offers in order books, just so everybody can see them. Sometimes people speculate then that since there is more liquidity below the price, the price will be willing to go down there and grab that liquidity, and then market makers push the price up and liquidate them, right? And liquidate those that just inserted their shorts, right? They just put their shorts on the opposite side of the trade, and they get liquidated. So it's very easy to get tricked, with this tool. That is why once more I will repeat myself: do not trade on leverage, because you see you put yourself in a very weak position, right? Of course, from time to time you will have a successful trade. You may even have a very successful series of trades, but at the end of the day, you're in a space where everyone but you is much stronger than you. So that's just not a good place to be in. Okay, let's take a look how the overall levels of liquidations look like today. So Ethereum $125 million liquidated in shorts naturally. Bitcoin also almost 100, close to $191 million liquidated in shorts. So that's nice to see. I always like to see how bears get spunked naturally. And this is very interesting from my standpoint, given that just yesterday I was pointing out that most of the liquidity sits below the at back then current price, and even until now. And I warned my people, but still do not short it, because that could be pure spoofing, right? That could be a bluff. That could be the market makers inserting their offers just so this thing looks like you can witness here. And you will insert your shorts and you will get liquidated because you will think price will go down for that liquidity. Meanwhile, it will all be a huge, trick to fool you into thinking that you know where the price is about to go. So it literally has happened this way. Apparently, this one here is spoofing, because if this move was caused by market makers, and this liquidity here was belonging to retailers, the price will go literally the opposite way, right? It will go for those longs, liquidate those longs, and then go back up. Meanwhile, it just literally went the other way around. That in my eyes means this liquidity here belongs to market makers, and they are grabbing the liquidity that was belonging to retailers was above the price, not below the price. So as you see, those guys, they have all of the tools to squeeze literally every single penny out of your pocket. If you are playing on their field, if you are playing their game, right? If you don't want to play their game, go and trade on the spot market. That's what I do, because I understand how big of a lost case it is to try your luck on futures market. By the way, allow me to check the live chat. And again, guys, if you have any questions, of course, naturally ask me. I will try to answer to the best of my abilities here. Yeah. So yeah, that will be it. Let me take a look what has happened today on X platform in the crypto space. Naturally, maybe let's ask Grok for the day of today. Today is Monday. Naturally, if you haven't noticed yet, some people may think it's still Sunday, especially if you're a crypto nomad. It's very easy to confuse days of week, days of the week, but it's Monday. That's why we've been discussing TradFi market today. Me, sometimes I totally lose track of what day of the week it is, and it oftentimes it happens to me that I confuse today with the day of yesterday, But it's because I'm a crypto nomad. Okay, what has happened today in the crypto sphere? Any major news? I couldn't hit the right keys on my keyboard. Let's take a look what Grok has for us. Major news highlights. Swift blockchain push. Swift announced a blockchain-based shared ledger for 24/7 cross-border payments, partnering with over 30 major banks and institutions. This is a thing I've been talking about a while back, that most of those really big players, if they're about to enter a blockchain space, they will do it on their own terms. So they will be making their own blockchains for it, because many people think, and it's that narrative is still well alive today, that the big players will be using Ethereum, they will be using Solana, they will be using I don't know, some other let's say blockchain for their needs. And I've been pointing it out for long ago. I've pointed it out that probably they will just create their own solutions. And since practically every single blockchain is open source, so they will just copy paste and just make it their own, and that's it. So they have full control over it. Make a couple of changes. So it's not as decentralized anymore. They have the upper hand in everything what is going on in that blockchain, and eventually can I don't know, freeze funds, or reverse some transactions. So basically, they'll make a banking system out of blockchain, right? So so here we have, to some extent, a confirmation of that, an embodiment of that. That Swift is creating their own blockchain based ledger, right? MicroStrategy BTC buy Microseller of firm acquired 196 BTC, boosting total holdings to 640,031 Bitcoin. This continues their aggressive accumulation amid ETF outflows. Remember that Bitcoin spot ETFs are mainly customers of fund managers. Those are not, let's say, the decision taken by those managers themselves. Like, for example, BlackRock or Fidelity. They have their own funds for that, and to my knowledge, they keep accumulating, they keep buying, although their holdings are very small in comparison to how much their customers purchase. Their own holdings are very tiny. Kraken is $20 billion valuation. The exchange is in talks for a 500 million pre-IPO raise, potentially valuing it at $20 billion, its first major funding since 2021. I wonder what they want to do with that money. I think it will be much more efficient if they just release their own exchange token. It makes much more sense. But hey, who am I? And maybe there is some regulatory issues with that, and it's easier to make a pre-IPO. Qatar National Bank goes blockchain. QNB adopted JP Morgan's blockchain platform for USD payments. So see, so JP Morgan also has their own blockchain platform, building on its existing Ripple partnership for cross-border efficiency. This is probably Ripple the company, not Ripple the token. So it's very important to distinct it. Ripple does not equal XRP. XRP is the token of Ripple, which does not really have direct correlation to what Ripple the company does. Regulatory buzz. The SEC prompted altcoin ETF filings to be withdrawn post generic listing approval and is in talks with CFTC for unified rules. Commissioner Hester Pierce urged faster crypto progress. Meanwhile, U.S. lawmakers pushed to open $12.5 trillion pension market to crypto, and China halted RWA activities. So yeah, I've been also talking about it, that RWA narrative is the most sensitive around blockchain. I don't think there is second as much vulnerable to regulators as this one, and that's why it's super risky. That's why it's super risky, because whatever RWA is going to gain traction, gain popularity, it can be easily replaced by some state counterparty of it, and get outlawed, right? So that is why I would never invest in RWA. I trade RWAs, but I would never invest long term in RWAs. It's just too risky, because it literally goes against the governments themselves. Institutional moves. Paul Tudor Jones called BTC portfolio essential. Jim Cramer endorsed crypto as insurance against $37 trillion US debt. That one is actually bad. That's a bad news. If Jim Cramer endorses whatever, that's usually bad news. Qatar's adoption highlights Middle East traction, Sharp's technology. A partner with Crypto.com for yield generating Solana deployments. Token launches and ecosystem updates. Anoma and Falcon Stable had TGEs and airdrops today. Hyperliquid launched permissionless stablecoins and wrapped up season 2 points. I don't know what that is. Aster surged amid fee dominance debates. Solana ETFs eyed for mid-October launch. So yes, so Solana ETFs will happen. That's practically certain. Many more ETFs will happen, of course, at some point. That will escalate. Now, when it comes to ETFs, the hottest topic, of course, is surrounding staking. To be more specific, Ethereum staking, and that's the biggest stock in that space right now. And some other coins getting their own ETFs. Not that much, but of course, in case of Solana, it will be that much more interesting because it's also a proof of stake coin. So after Ethereum gets after Ethereum gets its own staking on ETFs, then the next one will be, of course, Solana. So yeah, that's it. If it comes to the news from today, I don't think we will find anything more interesting. Let me see if the connection is stable. Okay, because here, out of a sudden, I cannot load up my X. So yeah, let me quickly check my timeline. South Korea's massive pension fund is being pushed to buy Bitcoin. A policy shift is coming. Okay, so they are changing their mind about Bitcoin in South Korea. That's good. BlackRock CTF IBIT just passed Coinbase to become the biggest Bitcoin options venue globally, Bloomberg. Wall Street adopting BTC is here. Yeah, but that does not excite me, to be honest, because that's literally, let's say, that's not spot trading. Options market is not spot trading. It's just gambling. So that's why that one does not excite me. It has a potential not to give any benefit, any additional liquidity to the Bitcoin market itself. Apple co-founder Steve Wozniak says Bitcoin is the most amazing mathematical miracle. Is better than gold. Yeah, we have known that opinion of Steve for quite a while already. He's very Bitcoin leaning. BlackRock CIO says the Federal Reserve will cut rates by 50 bps. That will be interesting. I think it could cause at least a little bit of a sell-off. Why? Because that could signal to the market that something wrong is going on. I think 25 bps would be much better rather than 50 on October, because on November there is no FOMC meeting, so the nearest FOMC meeting is on October, and later there will be a pause. So I think it would be better to see 25 bps. We will get a rate cut for 100%. I have zero doubt in my mind. We will not see any pause or anything. But yeah, there is a debate if it's going to be 25 bps or 50. I rather prefer to see 25 than 50. Yeah, this one is a little bit worrisome that Jim Cramer says buy crypto because usually when he says that, crypto has a sharp correction. And now since we already liquidated shorts sitting above the price, here as you see the most of liquidity is way below the price. So now it makes sense for the price to go down if this in fact does not belong to market makers. I think it does, as I have mentioned, because we went the opposite way. So it looks like this was just a trap, but who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe all of it is in or Outlook. Maybe all of it is organic. Just market makers decided first to grab the liquidity from above, just to later on to go for liquidity below. Maybe that is what is in fact going on. So simply, Bitcoin has noticed that Bitcoin is pumping. I think everyone have noticed. So yeah, latest Polish lawmakers passed a Crypto Asset Market Act, aligning rules with the EU's MiCA framework. Uh, Violations could mean fines up to 2.8 million or 2 years in prison. I'll have to look it up, but because I have no idea what are the implications of this act. To be honest, I think I will ask Grok about it after this live stream. But yeah, European Union is not very pre-market minded, so probably that's not um, anything that could improve the crypto market more hard or restrict. But I don't know. Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe by pure misunderstanding, they actually committed something opposite to their intention. Because generally speaking, European Parliament is full of communists that have no idea about what to do to let the market thrive. So usually it's a correct stance to expect from them something negative. If you're an entrepreneur leaning, yeah. If you're an entrepreneur, right, then usually you should not expect anything positive from their side. Yeah. Okay, guys. Allow me to wrap it up. I don't want to make it too boring. Share, like, and subscribe, and don't forget to throw a dollar or two or maybe three at my meme coin. High tech. This is its chart, as you see. This is still a very early stage of development of this meme coin. So usually when it comes to this kind of projects, you want to be as early as possible. So here you are practically at the very beginning. Get yourself $1, $2, or $3 of it. I think you don't really have to risk any more, and just let it sit for a year, 2 or 3. And I think a chance that is going to surprise you is astronomically high. So just give it give it a try. So thank you guys for your time, and I see you sometime soon. Cheers.